G'day folks, Connor here from CW's Tech Reviews, back with another video, and today we're doing my full review of the Xiaomi Mi Band 6. There it is, the Mi Band 6. Now I've reviewed the Mi Band 4, the Mi Band 5, and now the Mi Band 6. I've had it for 2 weeks. 2 full weeks I've been out running, cycling and swimming with it, testing the heart rate, testing everything that I can, sleep, everything, to try and give you the best advice I can on the Mi Band 6. But I guess I should get a couple of specs out of the way to start with. And one of the best specs for me is the display, and it's now AMOLED instead of, I think it was LCD before. This is now AMOLED, and you can definitely tell the difference. And it even comes in at 326 ppi, which I think is pretty good, better than some phones. And the brightness is up to 450 nits, which isn't super duper bright, but it's pretty good, and I can tell you it's definitely bright enough for outdoor viewing while you're exercising. It also comes in with 50 meters water resistance, or 5 ATM. It has a 6-axis sensor, and it also has a heart rate sensor, PPG heart rate sensor that is. 125 milliamp hour battery, which is supposed to get you 14 days. Well, I can tell you right now it doesn't, but more on that soon. It does 30 different fitness modes. It also has sleep tracking and women's health tracking, pretty much made of plastic, soft plastic, hard plastic, and a tempered glass screen. Only weighs just under 13 grams, comes in with Bluetooth 5.0, and is compatible with Android 5.0 or ISO 10.0 or above. But enough about the specs. We're talking about the performance and the reliability of this thing, and I'm going to start off with sleep monitoring. Sleep monitoring was shit. Sorry Xiaomi, it would often say that I had 2 or 3 hours sleep, where I know I had a solid 5 to 6 hours sleep. I always get 5 to 6 hours sleep, and then other nights it nailed it and said that I slept right through. So I was a bit disappointed there. But look, that's the same sort of sleep tracking that Google is offering at the moment with their new display. So Xiaomi aren't doing too bad. They're keeping up with one of the biggest companies in the world. So, you know, give it a tick or give it a cross, whatever, but it wasn't the most reliable sleep tracker. Now, next on the agenda, I do have to talk about the heart rate sensor. Now, I definitely wasn't getting 24-hour heart rate sensing. And I don't know why, there's no reason why. I mean, I've got it on pretty tight, any tighter and it would be uncomfortable. Now there was times during the day where the heart rate sensor would just stop working for 1, 2 or even 3 hours at a time. Bit disappointing there. Now it also goes missing during running. So I could be running and my heart rate doesn't display in my run stats. Everything else does, but not my heart rate. But then if I look into my heart rate stats for the day, it definitely tracked my heart rate whilst running. It just didn't record it in my run data, which is pretty stupid. And this is one of the things when you get something fresh off the boat or fresh off the shelf, it's 80% working and they're going to wait for the market to tell it what needs improving. But now I was talking about running, and I must say that with that connected GPS through my phone, the run tracking was highly accurate and it was never out. It always kept pace with my phone and my fitness tracker on my phone. So I use Runkeeper on my phone, and then I use the Xiaomi watch to track my running as well, because it's supposed to give me that heart rate sensor as well. And because it got the distance right, and obviously the stopwatch part of it's right as well, then it got all the other stuff fairly right as well. When I'm talking about my pace, my cadence, my stride, all that sort of thing falls into place nicely when I'm tracking my runs. And it's just a real shame that it really drops the ball with that heart rate sensor, because it is quite handy to have it on your hand, running, checking your heart rate, all your stats there in front of you for such a good price. It really does a good job with that run tracking. But you've got to make sure that you go into your app permissions on your phone for the Mi Fit app and grant all the permissions known to man so that it doesn't shut down in background play. You want it to run in the foreground and in the background. You want to have that set up properly, otherwise you won't get accurate running. But I was getting all accurate run data for all my runs. Every run I did, it was accurate. Nice one, Xiaomi. Now, if I move into the cycling side of things, it was pretty much identical as with the running, and so it should be. So the distance that it tracked was really accurate, really spot on, and I was very happy with it. And then it gave me all the good stats as well, like my speed and my pace and all that sort of stuff as well. So really happy with the running and cycling side of it. I think it was very accurate, and I think it can be relied upon. Again though, when the heart rate sensor stops working, you're missing that information from your cycling. Now this display, I want to talk about the display because it really is the best part of this little fitness tracker. AMOLED display, 326 ppi. It's really nice to look at, really visible as well, so it's slightly bigger than the last one by, I forget how much, but it's slightly bigger. So that button at the bottom of the Mi Band 5, or that capacitive touch button, is no longer there. And with the Mi Band 5, I had trouble seeing it while I was running, but with the Mi Band 6, I can actually see it really easy. I don't need my glasses. It's nice and visible to my eyes, and I think that's a bit of a win-win. I'm definitely impressed, and it's nice and bright, and it's really responsive, and it has gestures as well, so you don't need to press the button on the bottom of the display. You just swipe left, right, up, down to be able to navigate the UI, and it's quite friendly. So that display should be enough to make you want to pick one up or upgrade from the Mi Band 5. I think the display is great, and remember, links down below if you do want to pick one up. Now for auto tracking exercises, I had some issues here because it wouldn't actually auto track correctly. I did have it set up, but it wouldn't track my walking exercises correctly. It would kick in about 5 minutes after I started walking. Maybe in another couple of firmware updates, it will be better, but right now it's crap at auto tracking. Now I know a lot of the people that watch my videos do like to know about swim tracking. And yes, I tested it out in swim tracking as well. I've done 3 swims so far with swim tracking. It has absolutely zero problems with water resistance. So just tick that off. 5 ATM, no issues there. For swimming though, I'm pretty impressed with it as well, but there's a couple of things you might want to be aware of. And the first one is, when I was doing just one type of swimming, one stroke at a time, it tracked it perfectly. So I did 10 laps of a 50-meter pool doing breaststroke, and it tracked 500 meters of swimming. It was spot on. It definitely knew when I was cutting my laps and how many I'd done. So one style of swimming, perfect. Now the next swim I did another 10 laps of an Olympic pool, and I did 1 lap of breaststroke and then 1 lap of freestyle, and I did this for 10 laps. And it again tracked it perfectly. It knew that I'd done 10 laps, and it actually knew that I'd done a mixture of swimming styles, and it just called it a medley. I then tried to switch it up a bit. I tried to trick the Mi Band 6 and I was successful. So I did half a lap of freestyle and then half a lap of breaststroke for another 10 laps, and it actually recorded it as 20 laps. So it thought when I changed my stroke or my style of swimming mid-lap, it actually thought I was starting a new lap. But if you swim one style for one whole lap and you change up your laps as you go, but not mid-lap, then it's going to track it fine. So all in all, I'm pretty impressed with this swimming capabilities for tracking. I think it does a fairly good job given the price point. And just quickly, a couple of other things I do want to mention. You can also get your notifications on your watch as well from all your social medias and your text messages and phone calls and that sort of thing. Get them all on your watch. Fine, not an issue at all. You can also get the weather, set alarms, have timers, stopwatch, that sort of thing. Battery life, I said I would cover that. It says 14 days. I'm so far getting about 8 days, which is getting me down to about 10% of battery life left, and I could probably get another couple of days out of that 10%. But for what I do, which is a lot of physical activity, 8 days is what I'm getting comfortably, and then I do like to charge it once I get down to 10%. Do I think it's a worthwhile upgrade from the Mi Band 5? Definitely. The display alone makes it amazing. But look, if you're someone who's just bought it to track your heart rate and you sit on the couch most of the time, maybe don't upgrade. But if you are into your physical activity, you will appreciate that bigger display. You will definitely appreciate it more than someone who's not that active. It also says it can check your stress and your blood oxygen levels, but I don't know if they're accurate or not, so I can't really comment on it. it gives me a number. It generally says I'm at 98 or 99% blood oxygen level, which I think is pretty normal. Shouldn't be under 95, I think, but I don't know if it's reading it correctly or not. I've got no way of checking that. It's got some flaws, but I'm sure they'll fix it with firmware updates soon. And if they do, I will let you know in the comments down below. I really appreciate you all watching. Hope you enjoyed that I took the time to make this video and to test the watch out properly. I didn't just unbox it and tell you how good it is. I've actually tested it out, and this is my findings. So thank you for watching. Links down below. Please use my links to pick one up. You'll be helping the channel out big time. Much appreciated, and I will catch you in the next video. Check ya.